Hello everyone, welcome to my floor-based exercise session. It's only going to be about 10-12 minutes long, so we've got some exercise in side lying, some in prone and supine, and then some stretches at the end for you. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is in side lying. So lying on your side, have your block or your pillow if you like it, arm out stretched, and pillow there. If you're a bit stiff in the shoulder, have your arm around and have a higher pillow here, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Get your hips in an absolute straight line. Unless you're a little bit wibbly wobbly, you can bend that bottom leg for stability. Up to you. I'll do it with the legs straight to start. Hand in front for support or on your side. I'll stay here for the moment. Make sure you're nice and tall and straight. Flex the feet, feel like you're upright, then relax them. Take a little breath in, breathe out, engage those abdominals. And today we're going to our side series 1, but we're going to add a little flex to the foot and a hamstring curl behind you. Keep the knee back, take it forward, relax the foot and then come down again. So lifting up, flexing the foot, curling behind you as far as you comfortably can, and then coming back, releasing and coming down. Keep the connection in your tummy, breathe out, take a breath in, breathe out, and take a breath in. Just keep the shoulders relaxed, make sure that you've not got too much tension in the shoulder. Another thing to watch is that that knee doesn't come forward. I'll show you on the next move what I mean. So as you come up, it's sometimes very easy to bring the knee forward rather than keeping it back in line with your hip. So you get that work into your buttock a little bit more. So the side of the hip is working, we flex, we work into the hamstring and the glutes at the back, and then come back out and release them down. And we're doing that because we feel that little ouch in our hip. So I'm just going to do a couple more reps with me, or then again you can pause and carry on with your reps if you want to. So still making sure you're breathing correctly throughout, you've got that connection in the tummy muscle. So make sure those abdominals are drawn in and you breathe out, breath in, and breath out, and breath in. I'll do one more with you. Lift, flex, take it back, nice and still, and away, and release that down. Lovely. And to rest it, just take it forward. If you find that's too much of a twist on your back, you could always put a block under your knee so you get that rest in that position. Okay, brilliant. So are you resting? I'm going to the next exercise. So our next exercise is going to be on our backs, and we're going into shoulder bridge. So with our shoulder bridge, our feet are into our bottom as close as you can. If you've got them away, that makes it a lot harder. So bring those feet in, stretch the fingers towards the end of the mat in nice and close. Allow the shoulders to press into the floor, feet are in line with the hips. Rock your pelvis to find your neutral so that pubic bone and hip bones are pointing up to the ceiling. Draw the rib cage down, keep your natural curve in your back. Take a breath in, breathe out as you start to draw the pubic bone towards the tummy button. Start your abdominal hollowing, feel the pelvic floor a little bit more, go as far as you can, engage these buttocks and peel and lift. Realign the top if you've moved. Take care you're not lifting with the ribs, they're down. You're up and you're working through your glutes. That might be where you stay and come straight down, but today I'm adding on the heel lift, and then the heels down, and then we're going to roll through our spine on the way back down. So again, a little bit of mobility into the back on our way back down. Remember when you come down, return that pelvis from where it started. Hip bones and pubic bone to the ceiling, rib cage down. Take a breath in, breathe out and start again. And squeeze the buttocks, still breathing out as you lift. Nice and tall. Realign if you've moved. Lift the heels, balance, and come down, and then pelvic tilt and roll through your spine. Now my spine is quite stiff because I've had spinal surgery, so my roll isn't as brilliant as what it can be. But I want you to feel that when you roll on the way down, that you roll through all your ribs. So from that position there, think one rib, next rib, next rib. You're getting down to your lower ribs, just there, and then start to roll through the spine, even though you can't do it very well, to that last bit, and come back there to your start position. Now you can make this a little bit more challenging by taking the arms across your chest, so you just have that little bit of balance aspect there. But if you're doing this, then take the arms back down. You might have a bit of movement, but not too much. Lift up as high as you can, lift the heels, come down, and roll through your spine on the way back down. So you're either going to keep your arms there, or you're going to bring them back to your side, whichever feels best for you. For anybody that wants to make that a little bit harder, when you're up at the top, make sure your form is good, ribs down, hips lifted. You can lift the heels several times. Stay in position and just lift, and you'll find your glutes are working a little bit harder. Also, of course, your calves are working harder as well. And a few of those, and then roll back down. Okay, and release. Just bring the knees into the chest to release, and rock if that feels better. Now sometimes before shoulder bridge, you've been sat down, you've had a sitting job, you might want to stretch your hamstrings before you start. I didn't do that today, but feel free to put that hamstring stretching before you start. After it, I will put your hamstring stretching. So we're just releasing the tension in the back of the hamstring. Leg bent if you're not very flexible, with your head throwing back. If you're flexible, you can have that leg a little bit straighter and ease that leg in so you feel that in the belly of the muscle. But what we don't want is any cheating like that. So keep it there. Feel that ease off, and then bring the foot in, take the other one down, take the other one in, ease it in, slide the foot away. If you're flexible, take it up in the air. Remember, you can have differences side to side. Ease that in so you feel that stretch there as well. And release that in and down. Okay, so we're now going to go into ab prep. So we're going to do a double arm ab prep. We're going to add the head lift in with a heel slide. You can leave any element out that you want. I'll go through all those with you. So my arms are up. I think I need to slide further down my mat because I don't want my arms to touch the radiator behind me. Okay. So my feet in towards my bottom, arms into my side, shoulder blades down, rocking that pelvis again to find a nice neutral position where your back feels comfortable without these abs lifting, rib cage down. So the arm movement, engaging the abdominals. On a breath, take the arms back behind you, take a breath in and come back and down. So that's your arm movement. If you're going to add in the head lift, we have to make sure we do our chin nod. So we go back behind us, chin nod as you come up, and then lift as you come up. Look towards the wall and roll your head back down and come back down. So remember, when you come up, you're not tilting your pelvis. So there's none of this going on. You stay absolutely still. The bit that presses into the floor a little bit more is your ribs, but you want to make sure the ribs don't lift too much. And if you're not sure about that, you can always put one hand on the ribs, just checking that they're not lifting back too much. So as you go back, they're not flaring. Okay, so that's the arm and the head. If you're going to add in the heel slide, you might choose to keep your head down to start off. So your heel slide comes away and you keep the pelvis still again, and you come back in and you go to the other side. And hopefully you can see that my spine isn't moving at all on this movement. My pelvis and spine stay absolutely still. Okay, and if I'm lifting the head, exactly the same. Arms up, chin nod, extend away, lengthen away, roll in and roll back down. And again, breath in with that roll, take the leg away, keep it low, keep absolutely flat without moving the spine. You'll feel a little bit more in the rib area, just pushing into the floor
as you take the leg away. That's lovely. And we're going to do 2 more of whatever it is you're doing. If your head is tired, your neck is tired, keep your chin nodded, just have that feeling of drawing the rib cage down. And we'll do 1 more there. Push away and hold it there. Okay, team, give everything a little loose. You can just let the legs go out to the side if you want, or you can bring your knees into chest to give your head a little bit of a rest. Okay. So we're now going to do our leg exercise on the other side. So I'll shift down here and we're lying on the other side with or without your pillow or block, whatever you feel comfortable with. And remembering, if there's somebody that needs that support, you might need a few pillows to support your head here, your arms there. If you've got the movement of the arm or shoulder, have it there. Nice straight line. Legs extended away again, bending that bottom leg if you need the extra bit of support. Arms in. Take a breath in, breathe away, engage the tummy, and begin to lift the leg. And flex the foot, take the leg behind, bring it back out, and release it and take it down. So breathe out, flex and take a breath in and curl. Breathe out, take a breath in on the way down. So nice fluid movement, and again making sure that knee doesn't come forward, it stays behind you as you lift. And the other thing to watch is that as you lift the leg, you don't turn out, because then it becomes in here, and we want the knee to stay forward and then down. So lifting in a straight line, flexing, squeezing behind you, squeeze that heel to your bottom, lift away and down. You can imagine you've got a soft ball at the back of the knee, so when you take the foot behind you, squeeze that ball with the leg and then lift. And because this muscle, your glute med, is quite small, you end up getting quite uncomfortable pretty quickly in this exercise. So I'm just going to do 1 more with you. However, if you're fine, you can always pause me and do a few more. And release and take it down. And just let that leg come forward and rest, or both legs forward and rest, whatever feels the most comfortable. Okay, and I'm just going to sit up now, and we're just going to finish off with a few relaxing complementary stretches. So you can have your feet, you can sit on a yoga block if you feel comfortable, a bit tight in the hips. Sometimes sitting on that block, it's a bigger one, can just give you a bit of a release there. So you either have your ankles crossed or your feet in diamond, whichever feels most comfortable for you. So allow your body to relax, and then you're going to push and sit yourself up tall. Place one hand towards the floor. Just lift up and over. So you get a long stretch through your waist down to your hip, through your lats, right to your hip bone, and then over to the other side. Slide over. Keep the body long. Try to keep both butt cheeks on the floor or on your block. And then come back and just allow your back to release a little. Sit back up again, and we'll just stretch into rotation. Take the arm behind, draw the shoulder back and down. Put the opposite hand on the thigh, sit up tall, press into that thigh, push yourself around and let that collarbone lengthen. Head down slightly and just press into the leg to go a little bit further. We get quite stiff in the ribs as we get older, so you want to keep the cartilage and the muscles nice and moving. So rather than being very stiff and not being able to turn around and put pressure on our back, we can keep the muscles and the joints moving. Relax, release your back down, sit back up again, hand behind, lengthen through the neck, hand on the thigh, lengthen that collarbone, sit up tall, press into that leg again. And you might find a difference side to side. We often get that, one side is stiffer than the other. Still keep working into it. You might never even them up, but you can keep working well within that range of movement. And holding that. And we're just going to loosely come back and take your legs forward if they've been in that position for too long. Give them a shake. Take the hands behind you, and we're just going to extend into the back now. So
Push up with the breastbone, lift the head, look towards the ceiling, don't throw the head back, and open the chest, and then release back down. And again, push the fingers into the floor, straighten your spine, straighten, 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 head up, push the chest forward, draw the shoulders back and down, and feel like your back is arching a little bit more, and release. Take that down, little shoulder roll, bring the legs into where they're comfortable, and just release. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.